Step 4. Lay out the roof. So you can see so far that the roof is prepared the same way you prep for an asphalt shingle job. Now, you're about to see how easy it is for any crew to install the TruSlate system. GAFL TruSlate Lay Straight Alignment Tape provides a quick and easy way to lay out the courses and align the battens which hold the TruSlate. To apply it, align the tape at the eave edge using the eave edge mark on the tape. Strike a vertical chalk line up the roof to align the tape and apply the tape up the roof. Chalk a horizontal line across the deck on each of the tape's batten markers. Important, do not install all the battens on the roof at once. Installing individual courses at once and working in 4-course sections is recommended. If lay straight alignment tape is not available, locate and mark the bottom batten row at the drip edge. This is 5 inches from the eave edge of the slate. The bottom row of hangers should extend to the drip edge. Use a chalk line and measuring tape to locate remaining rows for battens. Step 5. Install ventilation and trim slates at the ridge. Now that the vulnerable areas and the deck are prepared, install ventilation and trim slates at the ridge. The vent system installs just like the Cobra rigid vents that you used on asphalt shingle roofs. GAFL recommends the use of its TruSlate Ridge Vent concealed baffle vent system for ridge ventilation on TruSlate systems. TruSlate Ridge Vent is specially designed to work with GAFL's TruSlate system as well as traditionally installed slate roofing systems, but it can also be used with synthetic slates. TruSlate Ridge Vent provides both an excellent-looking and maximum-performance ridge ventilation system for exhausting hot and moist air from the attic space. The TruSlate Ridge Vent ridge ventilation system should be installed before the field slates in the TruSlate system. To install the ridge ventilation system, begin by cutting the ridge slot in accordance with GAFL's installation guidelines. Generally, for homes without ridge boards, the slot should be 7/8 of an inch on each side or 1 3/4 inches wide of the roof peak. For homes with a ridge board, the slot should be cut 1 5/8 inch on each side of the roof peak, which will provide a total overall opening of 3 1/4 inches. The ridge slot should stop at least 6 inches short of the rake edges to avoid any possible weather infiltration. Then, apply an 18-inch wide piece of leak barrier, such as GAFL's Weather Watch or Storm Guard, around the ridge vent slot opening, overlapping the deck armor at least 3 inches. Applying the leak barrier adds an extra layer of protection in this vulnerable area. After the slot has been cut and the leak barrier applied, it is time to begin installing the ridge vent. Begin at one rake edge and install the vent along the entire ridge line. Be sure to center it over the ridge slot to allow the vent to hug the ridge properly. Using the inscribed nail line on top of the vent, fasten with 1 3/4 inch galvanized roofing nails at minimum to allow for proper penetration into the substrate below. Cover the joints between each 4-foot ridge vent with a 4-inch strip of leak barrier, such as Weather Watch or Storm Guard leak barrier. To provide maximum protection against weather infiltration, caulk the exposed nail heads on the top of the vent with an exterior grade caulk. When you reach the end of the ridge, size the final vent section to fit, making sure the vent's pre-molded end cap faces the rake edge or exposed edge. With the TruSlate Ridge Vent installed at the edge, install the top course of TruSlate slates. The underblock UV and moisture barrier should extend a minimum of 1 inch above the top of the slates. This portion of the underblock membrane should always be tucked securely under the TruSlate Ridge Vent to ensure weather-tight protection at this junction of the slates and ridge vent. In order to install a full course of slates adjacent to the ridge vent, it may be necessary to adjust lower courses of hangers and battens up or down 1/4 of an inch. Once the TruSlate Ridge Vent and top course of field slates are installed, the trim slates can be applied on the ridge. When fastening the trim slates, use at minimum 2 1/2-inch coated decking screws, copper slating nails, or stainless steel nails. The trim slates come with pre-drilled holes, eliminating the hassle of drilling or punching the holes manually. It is important that the fasteners penetrate the substrate below for proper holding power. The edge of each trim slate must meet at the top of the ridge, and one piece should slightly overlap the other so a clean, weather-resistant joint is formed. The installed trim slates will have a 6-inch overlap or 10-inch exposure. If desired, for a finished look, apply a weatherproof caulk matching the color of the slate to the butt edge between each trim slate.